Thingkho Le Malcha, by KSO Media and Documentation Cell, issue number 56, Monday, 6 November, 2023. Headlines: Protests will be held in all NE state capitals on November 9 to resolve Manipur mayhem, NISO. Shooting rampage in Imphal Valley, Arambai Tangle youths go missing. Mizoram Assembly elections, polling for 40 seats set to take place tomorrow. Arms, ammunitions and explosives recovered. Meitei organizations push to ban Manipur Files book written by Pranabhananda, remembering the first victim of Meitei's atrocity. 6 months of violence, Manipur paying a heavy price for the failure of the BJP. Thingkho Le Malcha, Relief Center update. Vungzajan Higher Secondary School Relief Center, Mata Lamka, managed by Young Vifi Association, YVA, General Headquarters. Total inmates registered, 411. Male, 219. Female, 192. Kuki victims update as on October 16, 2023. Deaths, 146. Villages burnt, 200 plus. Houses burnt, 7,000 plus. Churches and synagogues burnt, 360. Displaced persons, 41,425. Protests will be held in all NE state capitals on November 9 to resolve Manipur mayhem, NISO. The Northeast Students Organization, NISO, has announced that it will be organizing protests in all the northeastern state capitals on November 9 to resolve the Manipur ethnic violence. It expressed concerns over the prevailing situation in Manipur as over 6 months have passed, but the situation has not returned to any semblance of normalcy, and this can be attributed to the abject failure on the part of the Government of India to address the situation in an efficient manner, thus putting the lives and property of the people at stake, especially the career of the student community. In a statement, NISO said that the Executive Council meeting held on October 31 in Guwahati has resolved to stage demonstrations in all the respective state capitals of the Northeast on November 9. The protest is called to express our strong resentment against the failure of the center to resolve the 6-month-long ongoing violence in Manipur and demand that the Government of India should not continue to turn a blind eye but find out ways and means on how to resolve the issue at the earliest, taking into consideration the views and opinions of the concerned stakeholders on board, the NISO said. Shooting rampage in Imphal Valley, Arambai Tangle youths go missing. 3 days after Meitei Lipun chief Pramit Singh was attacked by unknown miscreants in the heart of Imphal city, a 44-year-old man named Audible Ringo was shot and injured by unidentified attackers near a paddy field drain on a fateful Monday morning in the Lamphal police station area. The incident occurred amidst a backdrop of persistent violence that has plagued the state for the past 6 months, with no end in sight. The central and state governments have yet to find a solution to this growing crisis. The victim, Audible Ringo, hailing from Thingkho Le Malcha, located approximately 2 kilometers from Imphal, fell victim to the assailant's aggression when he was shot in the right leg around 5:30 a.m. near a drain in the Shanganjai Kabui village. The assailant, still unidentified, was armed and fled the scene following the attack, leaving Ringo wounded and in need of immediate medical attention. The incident unfolds against the backdrop of a prolonged period of violence that has gripped the state for the past 6 months. With each passing day, the situation shows no sign of abating despite the efforts of both the central and state governments to restore peace and security in the region. The state continues to grapple with the challenges posed by this ongoing turmoil, leaving the residents of Imphal West and its surrounding areas in a state of uncertainty and concern. The attack on Audible Ringo serves as a stark reminder of the persistent unrest in the capital city and the urgent need for a resolution. While the authorities remain committed to their investigations and efforts to bring those responsible to justice, the larger issue of ongoing violence and its underlying causes remains a significant challenge. The community, as well as the governments at both the state and central levels, must work collectively to find a sustainable solution to restore peace and security to Imphal West and its troubled districts. Meanwhile, 2 cadres of Meitei radicalized group Arambai Tangle members went missing on November 5 at around 9 a.m. It is reported that the duo went out together in one 2-wheeler bike Jawa at around 9 a.m. on Sunday and have not returned till date. Police sources said there is no report of bodies found at Kubralika. The 2 youths were identified as Avinash Maibam, 16, and Anthony Ningthajum, 19, of Akamawang Laikai. The mobile phones of 2 were traced near Senapati oil pump. Lungsheng police station has registered a missing case of 2 youths. Mizoram Assembly elections, polling for 40 seats set to take place tomorrow. Polling in 40 assembly seats in Mizoram Assembly elections is set to take place on Tuesday, November 7. More than 8.52 lakh voters will decide the fate of 174 candidates in Mizoram. According to the Chief Electoral Officer's office, Mizoram, 852,088 voters including 413,064 male and 439,028 female voters will exercise their franchise in 1,276 polling stations. Mizoram has 50,611 electors in the age group 18 to 19 who will be voting for the first time. There are 8,490 senior citizens above the age of 80 in the state. To conduct free and fair elections in the state, around 50 companies of CAPF have been deployed in the state. Meanwhile, the Congress President, Mallikarjun Kharge, made a fervent appeal to the people of Mizoram to vote for Congress for peace, stability and preservation of tribal culture, identity and secularism. It is the Congress Party which brought peace and stability to Mizoram. Shri Rajiv Gandhi signed the historic Mizo Accord in 1986 and secured statehood in 1987. Since then, Congress has had a very special relationship with the people of Mizoram. Successive Congress governments have ensured peace, stability, tribal culture, identity and secularism in Mizoram. Mallikarjun Kharge posted in his social media platform X on Sunday. He said the Congress government had brought the new land use policy, NLUP, for agriculture, which has benefited farmers and substantially increased rice production in the state. Today, under the MNF rule, the infrastructure of the state is in shambles. The youth want education and employment. Under MNF BJP rule, corruption has become a way of life, he said, taking a dig at the present regime. The Congress president accused that the RSS BJP are hell-bent on destroying the Mizo culture, values, religion and the Mizo way of life. Modi government wants to take your land and forests and gift that to their crony friends, he alleged. BJP created division between the people of Manipur and the state has been burning for 6 months. Thousands of tribal people from Manipur had to seek refuge in Mizoram. BJP wants to destroy the delicate social fabric of the Northeast, Kharge said, urging the people to vote for Congress. Mallikarjun Kharge said, Congress aspires for protection of Mizoram, its people, its land and its natural resources enshrined under Article 371G of the Constitution of India. Our commitment to the people of Mizoram is long-lasting and also tried and tested. The INC president also highlighted to implement the party's guarantees such as strengthening grassroots democracy by giving more power and financial resources, better and durable public infrastructure for all-around economic development, creating sufficient jobs for the youth by implementing the Young Mizo Entrepreneurs Program, health insurance cover of 15 Indian rupees lakh and taking special care of cancer patients, old age. Pension of 2,000 Indian rupees per month, subsidized LPG cylinder for 750 Indian rupees and 2,000 Indian rupees assistance to widows and disabled per month. Arms, ammunitions and explosives recovered. Manipur police today recovered arms, ammunition and explosives in Imphal East. Based on specific inputs, a team of Manipur police conducted search operations in Kundrakpam Mayai Laikai and surrounding areas this morning. During the search operation, 1 SMG carbine, 36 hand grenades, 1 tube launching, 16 inches IMG magazines, 4 inches rifle gas cylinder capes, 7.62 SLR immunity charger clips, 63 8mm revolver ammunition, and 6 anti-riot shells were recovered. Meitei organizations push to ban Manipur Files book written by Pranabhananda. Several Meitei organizations namely, the Meitei's Chamber of Commerce Assam, All Assam Meitei's Women Protection Committee, Leaching, a coordinating committee of Meitei community based in Jiribam district of Manipur and Kundrakpam Kendra Youth Organization, Kuki, have appealed for banning a book Manipur Files, authored by Mr. Pranabhananda Das. The book was launched in Silchar on October 1, 2023. Manipur Files is a bilingual narration in Bengali and English that delves into the heart of the recent ethnic clashes that engulfed Manipur, leaving scars both visible and unseen. The book presents an unflinching and poignant reportage, capturing the multifaceted dimensions of the ethnic clash. As readers navigate through the pages, they are confronted with the unvarnished truth of the ethnic clashes, while also witnessing the glimmers of hope that underscore the potential for positive change. In a press conference, the Meitei organization said, "What is written in this book is only adding fuel to the burning fire in Manipur. What are the readers of this book trying to gain from reading this? A lot of hatred towards the Meitei community is written here. We urge the writer Pranabhananda Das to clarify on this matter. And we also demand the immediate ban of this book to the government of Assam and the government of Manipur. Failure of the said government will prompt us and other Meitei organizations to take up further actions through democratic process, and we are even ready to take the matter to court and the police." This book has presented a totally one-sided narration. The book has depicted the Meitei CSOs, mainly the Arambai Tengal and the Meitei Lipun, as extremist groups. It has shown total hatred towards us. All Meitei organizations do not accept the contents of this book as it defames us in the eye of India and the world. The Meitei society from the initial days of the violence has distorted the facts, narratives and chronology of the violence to suit their communal narrative. They have time and again rejected any and every factual ground report that reported the truth and facts in its truest form, including the reports of the EGI fact-finding team. They have extensively misused the provisions of public interest litigation, PIL, and First Information Report, FIR. FIRs have been filed against academicians like Dr. Jang Mangait, Dr. Robert Thingkho Le Malcha, Professor K. Housing and authors like Colonel, Dr. Vijay Chinji in the past few months. Even the EGI fact-finding team has not been left out of this drama. They promote their lies and deceit to the neutral minds, making proper use of their numbers in population, thereby aiming to legitimize their ethnic cleansing pogrom by labeling the whole Kuki community as narco-terrorists, illegal immigrants, poppy cultivators and terrorists etc. Often arguments like, "We are not fighting the whole community but only the illegal immigrants, the narco-terrorist section of the community," but this argument is absurd as every Kuki was equally targeted and there was no distinction in the atrocity committed on all Kuki brethren from the 3rd of May till this moment. They claim to fight terrorism using every possible state machinery, the radicalized youths in the form of AT and ML, women torch-bearers or as they are infamously known as Mira Pibus, while carrying out all imaginable forms of terror activities against the Kukizos. A demand for banning of the book is yet another sinister design of the Meiteis to suppress freedom of expression enshrined in the Constitution of India. Remembering the first victim of Meiteis atrocity. L. Seka Haokip, September 7, 1988 to March 5, 2023. Born in 1988, L. Seka Haokip was the eldest among the 4 sons of Mrs. Namkoni Kip and Mr. L. and Gulkum Kip of K. Phijong Village, Lamka, CC Per. Devoted involvements. 1. Local pastor of K. Phijong EBCCF, Evangelical Baptist Christian Church Fellowship, since 2021 till his demise. 2. Chairman of K. Phijong Youth Department for 4 years, 2013 to 2016 and Secretary for 2 years, 2017 to 2018. 3. Church choir member from 2009 till his demise. 4. Mission choir director from 2013 till his demise. 5. Sunday school teacher from 2014 to 2021. In 2021, he was a counselor at Agape Christian Museum Center, Tabong. In 2014, he graduated in Bachelor of Ministry from Biblical Baptist Bible College, DM Vancpur. Personal traits: patriotic, vibrant and diligent man, eloquent, totally abstained from unhealthy consumption and intoxicants, lacked formal education, yet he was known for his inherent brilliance, had good calligraphy, and he was also a talented painter. Keen interest in modern devices and technology, gospel singer and song composer, liked songs and music. Favorite song, Kite in Nam Tin by T. Remtang Singson. Patriotism and tragic demise. On the 3rd of May 2023, after his participation in the Solidarity Rally, he returned home. Shortly thereafter, he heard about the news of violence perpetuated by the Meiteis. Despite his family's pleas to stay home, he could not bear the thought of staying at home while the villages and people were in danger. When he eventually reached the spot of violence in and around Kangbai, he remained in contact with his family. He informed them that he had accidentally stepped on glass shards, resulting in a severe injury that hindered his ability to walk properly. Despite his condition, he chose not to return home as he felt a profound sense of guilt about doing so. Like those around him, he too believed that the violence would soon come to an end. Little did he realize or consider it as the beginning of an ethnic cleansing started by the Meiteis. The last call he had with his wife occurred during a period of severe violence, when people began relocating women, children and old groups to safer places. He instructed his wife to take the children and seek refuge at their aunt's residence from another village. With confidence, he assured his wife that he would be all right later on. The frantic and incessant phone calls from his wife and loved ones could no longer reach him. Lamentably, he fell victim to a fatal assault by a group of more than 10 Meitei men. The callous Meitei men relentlessly pursued, encircled, and brutally beat him. In the throes of extreme pain, he cried out, "Henu, Henu, Henu, mother, mother, mother." Even though he himself was a matured man and a father of 3 kids, he screamed mother, out of sheer helplessness and excruciating pain. It is impossible to measure the depths of pain he endured. His life was ruthlessly and untimely truncated at around 5 to 5:30 p.m. The location of this catastrophic incident was between Fugakeo-ikai and Kangbai. The haunting video was circulated far and wide. As fate would have it, Mr. Ngangam Kipjen and Mr. Thunguboi Kipjen, close kin to the departed soul, stumbled upon the video. In that agonizing instant, they recognized that it was Mr. Sekaho. They were shocked and a profound sense of devastation rendered them breathless. Although they had already discerned the painful truth, they found it impossibly hard to convey. Their trembling fingers dialed the number of the worried wife, and with quivering voices, they inquired about the color of her husband's shirt. In hushed anticipation, they listened as the wife's voice trembled with grief as she whispered, "He wore a blue shirt." With heavy hearts, they finally shared the heart-rending news. That was how the wife happened to know about her husband's woeful fate. On the 12th of July, the Women Police Department, CC Per, informed the family for identification and confirmation of his body. Photo. His brother Jajang went and made the confirmation. Till date, the body remains at Rim's morgue. Family and children he left behind: his mother, 3 brothers and his wife, Mrs. Nangjahoy Kipjen, along with his 3 children, 1. Miss Nikintham, 4 years, 2. Mr. Kamlanmang, 2 years, 3. Miss Themneva, 1 year, his dear ones. After his unexpected exit, Mrs. Nangjahoy Kipjen and her children reside in a relief camp. She is thrust into a nightmarish reality. Stripped of her partner and the only bread earner, she bears the weight of grief, financial hardship and the responsibility of caring for her children. Till now, she hardly musters strength to guide them through life's complexities. When the children accidentally saw the viral video of their father's fate, and not yet grown up enough to understand what really happened, they called their grieving mother and said, "Mama, look, here's Papa." Sekaho's absence has forever altered the lives of his dear ones. His mother and 3 brothers live in sorrow without any enthusiasm for life. Moreover, his untimely demise constitutes a significant loss that extends its impact to the wider society and community. Mrs. Nangjahoy's reflections in this expanse of time, stretching beyond 6 months since my beloved husband's untimely departure, I am still unable to watch the haunting video. When he was alive, he used to embark on church and mission-related journeys. Till now, I am often gripped by the illusion that he's on one of those journeys, and would return one day. Our village, standing steadfast on the front lines, holds both poignant memories and overwhelming sorrow. There are a few times when I visit for inevitable reasons, but the village and our own home are not the same anymore. The echoes of his absence resound everywhere. I do not want my husband's death to be meaningless. I hope that his passing, along with the loss experienced by countless others, is a catalyst for a profound purpose. Let us unite in steadfast resolve and reject the allure of financial gain. Even families like mine, who have endured such woeful loss, should steadfastly resist the temptation of monetary compensation, recognizing it as a formidable obstacle to our collective aim, separate administration. I yearn for a separate administration, a total separation from the Métis. 6 months of violence, Manipur paying a heavy price for the failure of the BJP. 6 months into the Manipur tragedy, it is starkly clear that the bloodbath hasn't cost the Bharatiya Janata Party or Prime Minister Narendra Modi anything nationally or internationally, save some criticism which is just water off a duck's back. The religion-wise breakup of the death toll, of course, tells its own sordid story. Out of nearly 200 killed so far, 2/3 are reportedly Kuki Christians and 1/3 are Métis Hindus. And in what's clearly an unequal fight, as many as 300 churches have been vandalized compared to 16 temples, underlining the planned targeting of Christians in the Hindu-majority BJP-ruled state. Today, exactly half a year after the horrendous sectarian violence first erupted in the northeastern state on May 3 and is yet to subside, electioneering is in full swing in Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh and Telangana, but there is not even a mention of Manipur in the hectic poll campaign for the mini-referendum ahead of the general elections. While nobody is talking about Manipur, in contrast, the Israel-Palestine conflict has become an issue in the BJP versus the Congress party battles in all the 4 states where campaigning is currently underway. If Manipur is a factor anywhere, it is only in tiny Mizoram, but the poll outcome there will anyway have very little or no impact on national politics. In short, the Manipur tragedy has been buried electorally in constitutionally secular but increasingly majoritarian India. Complete loss of faith in the Biren Singh government. But while the BJP has gotten away with pitting Kuki Christians, who comprise barely 18% of the population, against Métis Hindus accounting for a whopping 53%, there is no doubt that the country is paying a heavy price for the Hindutva project. Firstly, the religious violence has partitioned the state into Métis and Kuki units with central forces manning the border to stop the 2 sides from attacking each other. There is even a buffer zone separating them. This is as unprecedented as it is unimaginable. Kuki Christians have unambiguously said that they have lost all faith in the BJP state government led by Métis Hindu Chief Minister Biren Singh and are insisting on a separate administration which will not target and hound them. The minority community, concentrated in the hills, is even citing the characterization and condemnation of the violence by the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, D.Y. Chandrachud, as an absolute breakdown of law and order, underlining its startling scale and intensity as a ground for formally and officially splitting Manipur into 2. And as things stand, the demand, to say the least, is not entirely bereft of merit. But the Métis, living in the plains, are not giving in and the Kukis are not budging, creating an explosive situation in a state with a long history of secessionism, insurgency and religious ethnic clashes. And what about the looted arms and ammunition? Secondly, thousands of weapons stolen from police armories are yet to be recovered in 6 long months, and they are mostly in the hands of Métis militias. This is the perfect recipe for the outbreak of fresh violence in the days, weeks and months ahead, prolonging the crisis which is far from resolved. So far, less than 25% of arms looted have been retrieved. According to official statistics, of the nearly 5,600 arms looted, only around 1,500 have been recovered, and out of 6.5 lakh rounds of ammunition snatched at gunpoint, just 20,000 have been returned, which is less than 5%. There are 2 aspects that I find particularly worrisome in the context of the plunder of weapons. Most of the guns were looted from police armories in 3 districts, Imphal East, Churachandpur and Bishnupur. But the police did not fire a single shot to stop the looting. This is damning beyond words and underlines the nexus between the looters and the administration. What's equally alarming is that over 50% of the stolen weapons are automatic. This is very telling as even Pakistan-backed terrorists in Jammu and Kashmir are mostly armed with pistols. One can well imagine the hell which will be unleashed in Manipur in the foreseeable future if the stolen automatic weapons are freely used. Rift between Assam Rifles and Manipur Police. Additionally, the honor of the Indian Army has been compromised thanks to the Hindutva project in Manipur. Attacks and criticism of the army by Meitei leaders of the BJP have lowered the prestige of defense forces in the eyes of ordinary Indians in Manipur, which is deplorable and directly hurts national interest. As it is, troops had to be diverted to Manipur at a time when they were badly needed at the China frontier. This exigency wouldn't have arisen if the BJP had stopped fanning the flames of sectarian violence. The targeting and humiliation of the armed forces is evident from a first information report filed by Manipur Police against Assam Rifles for doing its duty. It was preceded by unnecessarily aggressive and bellicose behavior of the state police towards an Assam Rifles contingent, which was recorded on a video and circulated. Meitei leaders openly accuse Assam Rifles of having a soft corner for Kukis when they are simply doing their duty without fear or favor. The BJP's Meitei MLAs have held rallies against Assam Rifles and also submitted a memorandum to the Prime Minister for their removal. I wonder if the unprecedented FIR in August leveling criminal charges against Assam Rifles, which officially describes itself as the penultimate interventionist force of the central government in the internal security situation, under the control of army, when the situation goes beyond the control of central paramilitary operations, has been withdrawn. The matter was serious enough for Eastern Army Commander, Lieutenant General R.P. Kalita to rush to Imphal to meet the CM, but the fate of the FIR remains shrouded in mystery. The whole world knows of Modi's refusal to visit Manipur to play peacemaker and how he evaded the subject when he was forced by the opposition's no-confidence motion to speak in parliament. What's not so well known is that Modi and Home Minister Amit Shah have refused to grant Kuki MLAs of the BJP and NDA MPs from Mizoram an appointment. It is now high time that they hear them out. This article is first published by the Quint. SNM Abdi is a distinguished journalist and ex-deputy editor of Outlook. This is an opinion article and the views expressed are the author's own.